How is this opened? Okay, I'll look. Wow. Does it say open someplace? What about this perforation here? There's some perforation right here. Okay, I can't get it open the way I want to, which is just use my hand. All right. Okay, I'm gonna just open the end here. Okay. So that's the can. I need to open this part down here to get out the can. To get the can out. It's backwards because it's homeless. Okay, so I will use this to open. Let's see if I can get a can out by leaving it half. Okay, yeah, I can. I can. There's a can. Okay. So this stays like this. The next soda I get out has to be this way. Okay, that's two. That's good for now. The rest I'll just leave here like this. Okay, these are my robes, extra robes. I have two that I didn't open that I can see. I need new robes because there's something wrong with my robe on the inside. Let's go to this robe right here and find out. Okay. All right, up here. These are pills on the robe. I can see them sort of outstanding scream that there are pills on this robe and it's not even old. It's new from Amazon.com within the past, I don't know, I asked for it and I also lost some of my height. So I really can't afford my clothes because my height is not full height. But this is like what's wrong with the clothing, like the robe itself. It's sleepwear or it's a robe. Okay, and here's a hair right here. This did not come off in the laundry, and I did wash it. I washed it in Gain detergent, and the hair didn't just disappear, or that it appear since then, because I don't know if that hair came from my head. If I didn't pull my hair out myself, or even with a comb, I can get some indication if the hair is coming out like in front of me. I would use a comb and find that out. I would not find my hair on my clothes or my robe. So I'm not panhandling for leverage here. I'm just saying that I don't really have what I need being here, and I don't want to be here without what I need. Is this another hair? I don't know whose hair that is. Okay, let's say that's mine. Yep, can you see that? It looks a little like my hair. All right, I'm dropping it on the floor because I don't actually need to throw it out because I don't know how it got there. From my hair, from my head. Well, I don't need that one. Doesn't need to be on the clothing either. So that's that. Do I need a laundromat? Yes, I don't use a laundromat. I use a bucket. And that's because Charles Toast started using the bucket problem. That's the one I've been using. I don't have more than one of those anymore. I had two. One of them is at the Smiths. I gave it to them and they won't do anything for me about that. I bought a bucket from the Smiths and I returned it used. They don't really say anything like they would do something for me about me needing a bucket for laundry when I can afford coins and a laundromat if somebody gives me the coins and goes to prison. That's just how we do it. If you give me something, you have to go to prison because I'm not yourself. You don't say, I'm not going to give you anything because you're not myself. That's not how we do it. That's how you die out of your genitals. The wrong way. Do you want to die out of your genitals? You need to be deceased out of your genitals, but that you would still be in the leverage that alived yourself and that you would have made it whole and deceased. You can't die out of your leverage of aliving in genitals because you are yourself, alives in genitals because you are yourself. I am myself in genitals myself, and I alive myself because I am myself. But I have other leverage. My leverage is really at this time deceased. I don't need the leverage that made me female genitals on the Godhead. That's deceased now. And it wasn't easy, I might add. It took me all these years to do that. A whole lifetime. Okay, this is room temperature right now. So what I really need is, I need some ice. And then what kind of ice do I want? I want nice ice because this is Dr. Pepper cream soda. Dr. Pepper cream soda is special because it has cream in the Dr. Pepper in the threatening. And what I think I would really need is some real life cream because there isn't any cream in the can, right? I'm reluctantly looking at the what I call ingredients: carbonated water, high fructose corn syrup, and 2% or less of caramel color, natural and artificial flavors, sodium benzoate, preservative. That means it's even there. If you see preservative, it means that I can touch it and see it myself, but you don't. If you're not the soul, you don't have the preservative in place. So what I need out of this can is that I have caramel syrup and cream, and then this. So caramel syrup, like what you would put in a latte. and cream, like what you would put in your coffee. And then I need ice. So I need a silicone mold of shapes of ice that I like. I need a clear mug so I can see it. And then I would pour the Dr. Pepper soda, cream soda, over the ice and with a little caramel syrup and then with the cream. I have something I could use that's here, but I don't have the ice to make it different. Okay, this is vanilla organic milk. I can use that it's vanilla. That would be good with the Dr. Pepper. I would not need all of it, most likely. Well, it depends how many cans. 1 can for one of these, I don't know if that's the right proportion. Maybe some of this in with the can. Because it's vanilla, so that would be good. So I want to mention Prince. Cream, get on top. Prince, the artist formerly known as Prince. He also doesn't hold his name in Alive. Okay, since I don't have this cold, I don't have any ice or a mug to pour that into. I am looking at some water that is cold. As you can see, it has moisture on it from having been refrigerated. Well, now that we are well acquainted with what I have in front of me, what looks better to you? Would you rather have this or this? But this is not cold. So I would wait on this. I would refrigerate this now. And then I would wait, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours and then drink it. But I'm thirsty now because I just had dinner and I need something to drink with after dinner. So you see how I can't do everything for myself. It's not that my God and I don't have it together, that we want to have what I want. It's that I don't have you in jails and prisons because you keep looking at everything that goes wrong in the world and saying that you don't know why. You don't know why. Do I know why? And I don't need that you don't. Where you're demented, you don't know what's wrong with the world being full of people. You don't know how to get out of the public. You don't know how to get out of everybody who's not yourself to yourself. Wouldn't you rather that I be drinking the Dr. Pepper? You would, but there's leverage on me that I'm not drinking it right now. I'm testifying I don't have a mug that I can add ice into, and I can open the can and pour it over the ice, and it would be cold by the ice immediately. That's my testimony. You don't know that unless I walk this camera around everywhere in the apartment, and you still don't know that because you don't have the key. Wouldn't it be nice to have an algae refrigerator with craft ice that's within 1 year manufacture? And then I would have that ice ready. It would be maybe colder and the most formed ice, cold, fully cold. So I would like that, but I can't get an algae refrigerator for the life of me. I don't know why, because life's good. I am aliving all of alive as usual. It's what I do. If you see alive, that's me. I start alive. I alive. And I don't have life's good algae refrigerator. Well, I love the water. So that's the good news. Do you like to hear good things with yourself? Well, you can't just hostage God that you want to be with God and hear good things about yourself, because you have leverage on yourselves alive. And your leverage is not there to perform for you that you approve of what you see and hear within the leverage you alive yourself. Because you're illegally alive, you have penis genital in view, that means you're illegally alive. And it's not due to really like anything about your life, because illegally alive. If you see the penis genital people in view, that is a deterrent that you not want to be near them or anything that they are near. I know I've been trying to escape away from the penis people for my whole life. To the ladies out there, you are illegally alive around the penis people. They are not party people. They are the penis people, and they are due in Africa. And you cannot need that they're in America. You can't need anything about them. I find them in the wrong in contempt of myself. And you cannot feed anything angry about a hoopiness due in Africa with his testicles in a nutsack because I don't actually know a penis without testicles anyway. So if I could mix this Dr. Pepper with cream soda, Dr. Pepper and cream soda, if I could mix it with something else. Well, I'm looking for cherry vanilla. So is it possible to add cherry soda? Is that too much cherry? Is already in there. If it's already in there, so no to the cherry soda. But if you could make it like add cherry soda to here, I would do that. So it'd be like cherry and cream, and then you need a little caramel syrup in there. And this can need ice, good ice. If I was going to make ice myself, what kind of ice would I make? I need to see what kind of molds they have. I have one I need to replace with ducks. It's a silicone ice tray with shapes of ducks. And I used it several times, and now I think I can maybe find it, but I don't want to use it now. What I really need is a new silicone ice tray. And what shapes would I ask for? I don't know. Hearts, stars, green clovers, blue diamonds, purple horseshoes, Lucky Charms shapes marshmallows. I would use the silicone ice molds in the same shapes as Lucky Charms marshmallows, Lucky Charms cereal marshmallows. So that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking there's no Christmas this year. So if I don't get what I want because none of you can get it to me because there's something wrong with you, I'm sure I will see what I need with myself in the afterlife, and there will be something wrong with you permanently. That means I know who you are and I know why you are that way. And I know that it will never change for me at this point because I was your one chance to be with me in this lifetime, and then you have to pay it forward that you would be elsewheres after having been alive on my time. But that did not go well. I deceased out of being in female genitals on the Godhead, and you did not pay anything forward that way. My hair is still not holding together because it's newly cut too short. I'm not growing my hair again because it's too much karma. But you can be thankful that I didn't shave my hair, all of it, all off. I have quite a bit of hair in comparison to some of my angry times when I shaved my hair all off of my head. I didn't do that myself. Charles Toe did it for me, but once before Charles Toe cut my hair with the clippers, all of it, all the way off. I had my head shaved in India because I was abducted to India by Charles Toe. He's not Indian. And I was in India, and I asked an Indian who I don't know if he speaks English, but he was shaving people's hair in the ashram, not just me, did other people. And I was waiting in line behind other people getting their head shaven, and Charles Toe paid him to cut off what was left of my hair. I had a haircut before I went there, and then I wanted all the rest of the hair off. So he did shave my head, and then with a razor, shave, is that the word? Shave, because he used a blade, okay? Like I would not, but he did because it's India. Charles Toe did not get his head shaved by this Indian. It was just me. Charles Toe shaved his own head himself. I guess he did not consult with the Indian masculine entity who shaved my head with a blade. They did not consult on that. I didn't want my hair because Charles Toe sexually abused myself and wouldn't take no for an answer because why even ask, right? He's a rapist. And so I reported to this Indian that I didn't want my hair, even though I have the most beautiful hair in India. But he's Indian. He wouldn't really know that. But he knows he's Indian. He knows what's Indian, and he doesn't really speak English. If I had to identify who is that Indian who did use a blade to shave the hair off my head until it was like complete clean shaven, all my whole head. If I had to identify him again, I would need help because it's true I don't remember. That was a long time ago, but I don't remember. That was in the year 2002, around my birthday. So a little after my birthday would have been sometime in March, most likely, of year 2002. So a female Indian, she did speak enough English to say this to me. You look like boyfriend and boyfriend. What's wrong with that? How could she speak English? She's Indian, and I think she's from India. Are you telling me she's an Indian from diaspora India, like Indians from America, or Indians from Africa, or Indians from Europe? Is she an Indian from India? And she said that to me, you look like boyfriend and boyfriend? What are the chances of that? She didn't say something in her own language and walk away, and I didn't know what she said. I heard what she said. She said, you look like boyfriend and boyfriend in English. Yeah. You want me to say something to her in her language? Impossible. No, never. If she's from the area where I was in India, the language of the village and maybe surrounding areas would be something called Telugu. And if that's not true, there's Hindi. That means if they don't speak Telugu, they speak Hindi. And I don't know a word of it. Nope, not to save my life, and that wouldn't save me, would it? I have to tell you, she said it to me, not to Charles Toe. She didn't say it to Charles Toe, you look like boyfriend and boyfriend. She said it to myself, you look like boyfriend and boyfriend. That's a lot of nerve. But I want to say, American in India. And why would I want to be around an Indian like you? It's clearly abducted. Well, Sai Baba has a lot of devotees. And I was there to see Sai Baba. I felt his presence of divine in the ashram. There's no question about that. But Sai Baba did not come like God around this female who called me a boy. I'm not a boy. I don't have a life that way. No, I am a female. And I know I don't have hair on my head at that time because it was shaven by an Indian with a blade. But the reason I shaved my hair is because I don't think it's beautiful with the sexual abuse to myself by Charles Toe. And I just don't know how to tell you that I'm not interested. I can't really ask you not to hurt me, but I can tell you I don't care for my appearance anymore. Nope, I don't love myself the way I did before I met Charles Toe and what he did to me and all the hurt he put in my life. He really put a hurting on me. Yep. And so what the female in the ashram said, the Indian, you look like boyfriend and boyfriend, I have to say that's due in jail and prison. But she's Indian and she's not due to speak English. I think that's mentally impossible. But if I could say something to her, is she going to see this video? How do I post it on youtube.india? So if she's watching Miss Indian, how old was she? Well, not Miss. She would have been like, I don't know, maybe Charles Toe's age. Not my age. I was young. I was 25 years old. Charles Toe was about 20 years older than me, 19 years older than me. So that's how old I think she was. But that's so long ago, I have to say I don't remember. And if I had to pick her out, who is she? I don't know who she is. But I have to order that I am in the afterlife in a prison with address as deceased. And then I'm out of my female genitals at that point because I died out of my female genitals, but that doesn't make me a boy. It goes from boy to girl. It doesn't go from girl to boy. So I'm not alive that way as a boy. It's not even insulted because it's deceased. I don't have alive as a boy. I'm alive as a girl, and I'm grown. I'm a grown girl at that time. So I grew from the size of a 3-year-old to be the size of a 25-year-old female. And I still consider myself a girl. I still use my name Becky, which is from being a girl. And now I'm a female. I could use the name Becky or Rebecca, but it's deceased now. Now I'm none higher than he, deceased right here. And I want to tell this Indian female the order is, even though she's not a white person, that's her need to be in a white person's jail and prison because she fired a threat at myself in English, and she's not white. It's more than that. She's not a male herself. Well, I have to order the killing. I need to be in a walled-in prison with deceased address, which is in the afterlife at this point, and that I would see her and she can say it again, you look like boyfriend and boyfriend. I have to say it 2 ways because I have to say it that I'm female, and I have to be deceased and have to find that she is speaking herself, so that's illegal. And then Charles Toe would have to tell her what he thinks about what she said to him without me standing there because he was threatening myself is true. If that's why she said it, we should all find that she said it and that I don't have a life that way anymore because she was killing me and my face was true and I died is true, and she needs to still be evidence that she was speech offending for free for no reason. I was not in a prison. I was in India. It was abducted. I can't say it another way. I didn't want to be there. I didn't go back. I've never been to India since. I couldn't keep custody of myself in America with the passport. I expired my passport and I don't have another one. And then, of course, how did I get to India with Charles Toe? Because I could have applied for a passport, but I did not. I had one. Charles Toe had asked me to go to India again, and I said no. In the subsequent asks, I did not want to go to India. I was able to say no at that time. The first time, he just put too much pressure on myself. I couldn't really keep myself in America. But here I am in America, and I'm not going to India ever again. But I went to see Baba, and while I was there, Baba didn't do anything about this problem with Charles Toe being an abduction, that I didn't want to be in India. Why didn't Baba speak up that I'm not an Indian, doesn't have to be in India? Well, that's what I would have maybe needed from Baba, but not to myself because I wasn't wrong to be there. I don't really want to be called in by Baba that I need something. I don't. But Charles Toe is not myself, and Baba didn't want to pick a fight with Charles Toe. Why not? He has so many important people in the Darshan Hall. Are they important because he's not alive right now, and I am still alive? I heard about Sai Baba's not holding alive by internet. And if that means I can't go to India to look for him because he's not there. Well, I don't want to report somebody died because I don't know that because I'm not creating Sai Baba, so I don't know that. But I am supposed to say it this way. I would not go to India to look for Sai Babas. I think it's not a time to find him there. Yeah, but why didn't he do something about Charles Toe when he was alive? So I heard Baba has a nice Mercedes. I saw him in a Mercedes once. He was in the back. He has a driver who drives him around in a Mercedes. Somebody said to Baba in an orange robe, get in the car. Does he like the Mercedes? I would love to have a Mercedes parking and use the car to transport food, and then I would cook for myself and eat it. But it looks like you have more complicated problems than that. I might do that for myself. I would have also liked Baba to announce, say, to the female who said, "You look like boyfriend and boyfriend." Baba wasn't standing there, but what is Sai Baba anyway? What does he know? What isn't he able to know what happened in his ashram one way or another with all those people? Well, I would like him to tell her that what she said was unheard of roughness on myself.